Hello everybody again. This is going to be my third video on the bipolar II bipolar subject. This particular video I wanted to talk about the anxiety side of it, dealing with anxiety and things that have helped me, what I've gone through with it, and basically just kind of talk about this side of it. Anxiety generally isn't a part of most people's bipolar state. Like, I've read many stories where people don't even have anxiety, they have bipolar. But you know, with the internet and the amazing search engines that are out there, I'm reading all kinds of stories about people that also deal with anxiety for part of their bipolar disorder. So I kind of wanted to talk about that. For me, I wasn't officially diagnosed as bipolar II by a doctor until about 3 or 4 years ago when I was living in Texas. And before that, I thought I just had anxiety and depression. So that's mainly what I tried to treat. And when I would take antidepressants, it would just make my mental state worse. It would make me more agitated, more irritable, way more anxious, perhaps even manic. And so the antidepressants never worked for me. The worst part of the anxiety was a condition called derealization or depersonalization. And like I said, not all people with bipolar disorder have derealization or depersonalization or even anxiety, but some do. A lot of people with just anxiety have the DP or DR for short. And what that is, it's basically a feeling of feeling unreal. It feels like everything around you is fake. You feel like you're in a dream state. You feel like you're not connected to your body. A lot of people experience this when they do drugs, like even marijuana. They feel this state. A lot of people have gotten derealization just from smoking marijuana. It's probably the most uncomfortable state of emotion that I've ever had. It's worse than anything. I would rather have bipolar depression than derealization all the time because it's that bad. It's a combination of panic and feeling like you don't really exist. It's the weirdest thing, and you can only understand it if you've had it. So it was in my best interest to take care of the anxiety first so I could get rid of this derealization, depersonalization. For those of you that don't know what it is and would like some more information, there's a website called dpselfhelp.com, great website, and they made a great movie about it with Matthew Perry called Numb, and it's kind of a comedy movie, but it really goes into detail what this condition's about. So for those of you that want to know more about it, those are some really great ways to look into it. So my main focus was, let's get rid of this anxiety and DPDR so I could just not feel this way anymore. So I was looking into different medications. Of course, like I said before, the antidepressants did not work. But one good medication for anxiety that I was hearing just good things about was Klonopin. Klonopin, something like that. It's a benzodiazepine, and it's a very commonly used anti-anxiety medication, and people that have the feelings of disassociation or feeling unreal usually have good success with Klonopin. So I tried a very small amount of that out, and it was one of the first medications that really helped. I did feel a little bit less anxiety, not a whole lot. I still felt unreal, and depersonalization, still felt that, but it definitely made me feel a little more calmer, and it actually gave me my first really good night's sleep. It was almost like a great sleeping pill in a way. So it really helped in that regard, and it also helped with sensitivities. When you're an anxious person, you're really sensitive to certain foods, certain stimuli, certain people. You just can be really, sensitive to certain things, and it kind of helped with that. It kind of helped break some of the sensitivity. So it was really good for that, and it kind of was the start of medication that actually kind of helped. A lot of people have done really well with it, and a lot of people have been addicted to it and have had really bad withdrawal symptoms from it too. So it's not for everybody, but it did kind of help me get started. The second medication I looked into, which was a godsend, was a medication called naltrexone, and it's specifically been used for people with depersonalization, derealization, and it's had a huge success rate. So I was able to get it prescribed, and one of the ways you can take it is called low dose naltrexone, and so that's what I started with. I started taking like 3 milligrams a day, very small amount, and it has a huge success in other health ailments too, as far as, you know, it's supposedly really good for MS symptoms and just a whole plethora of different types of medical health issues. It's really been known to cure, if not effectively help those. So I tried it, and it was the first time in my life in 20 years that I had never felt anxiety. It was the greatest feeling ever. And my feelings of depersonalization started subsiding as well because anxiety wasn't there. Now my depression started to get a little worse, but my anxiety was finally gone. So that was like a huge success for me. I can't say that that'll work for everybody, but with my particular brain condition, chemistry, it worked. So that was a huge success for me. And I never went with high doses of naltrexone. I just went with the simple doses, the small doses, and it worked wonders on me. So definitely a recommendation if your doctor is, you know, down to earth as far as, you know, alternative medications for different things. It's one of the best experiences I've had. That and Klonopin have been two of the most amazing medications for me in dealing with my anxiety. So as far as Bipolar II, you know, it did make my depression worse, but to get that anxiety out of the way was a huge relief. Other things that have helped with anxiety on a smaller level, I tried brown rice. When I got into health and eating right and exercise, I tried something called brown rice fasting, which you can go up to 10 days just eating organic, healthy brown rice and just fasting on that. And it's been used for thousands of years in ancient Chinese medicine for curing all types of ailments. And I noticed it also helped with anxiety. It really helped calm me down. It made me feel grounded and relaxed. So that's one thing that I still use today. If I ever have a nervous day, I'll eat some brown rice just plain, and I'll feel really good. So I recommend it for acute, minor anxiety. Try eating some brown rice and see if it relaxes you. It's helped a lot of people that I've suggested it to. Also water fasting. Fasting will detoxify you. If you have chemical anxieties or toxification anxieties, you can try water fasting, and of course talk to your doctor, but it's one of those things that really helps clear you out, and I've noticed a huge difference on my anxiety with it. Even simpler than that, distraction. Keeping your hands busy and keeping yourself busy doing something you're really passionate about, whether it's music, photography, anything. Get into it. Use your hands. Keep yourself busy. If you're really depressed and anxious and you're just at home, try getting busy doing something, and you'll realize that distraction will help your mind not think about anxiety as much as it normally does. So I basically wanted to do this video on that and tell you the successes I've had with that. Of course, you know, these are just suggestions. Some of them may only work for some people, but it's worth a shot, you know. Even distraction, anybody can try that. And it's one of those things that really is effective. They've written books about it. So just some other recommendations. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Anything I can do to help, because I know I wouldn't wish my conditions on my worst enemy. It's been one of the worst experiences ever. And I said if I ever got somewhat better, I would try to help others too. So definitely hit me up if you have any questions. And that's it for this video.